Hey everybody, welcome back to Everything's a Project, and we're gonna spot check the headstock to tailstock alignment, run out of the chuck kind of on the quick side, and then at least do one change out. So one of the things that happened, the only thing that went wrong with the order for the new lathe was that the adapter for the headstock was a MT6 to MT5 instead of a 6 to 4. So at the moment I can't do directly to the center, so I'm doing on the chuck, and it's not bad. This is a dead center from I think a set of tailstock centers, but it's only one of the only things that I have that's a straight shank with a taper on it. So that has about a thou run out. So, but lathe, or sorry, headstock to tailstock, it's on the money. See? And that's with the tailstock almost fully extended, locked in place, quill is locked. Then if I rotate it, you'll see about a thou run out. I guess technically plus or minus a half, and that's usually not an issue, especially on a fixed chuck. Okay, so we're gonna pop this guy off. This will be the first time taking it off, so I'm gonna put you on the tripod so I got both my hands. And of course I didn't prepare ahead of time, because we don't want to do that. All those other channels, they can get everything all polished and fancy camera work. This is raw, live action. So we need a piece of wood on there. I got one somewhere. Hopefully this isn't too heavy. Let me put the viewfinder so I can see it, so you can make sure you get a halfway decent look at what's going on. Yep. So this lathe, you know, it's like a new car. Everything's really nice and tight, fun, and happy. I jockeyed some money around so I don't have to do payments on it, so it takes that burden off. You know, it's the buy once, cry once type of scenario. So this headstock is really well marked. Bring it over here. So each position has the locking marks on it, and they're very well marked. And I am going in direct order. Usually you want to go like in a star pattern or something, but I don't want to spend too much time doing this. Okay, so they're all loose. So give it a whack there to pop it off. Should have taken that out. Nope, I don't have to. Hold on. Okay, so this is going to go on the floor. So this is heavy. This is a 9-inch chuck. So that's probably 70 pounds or something like that. I don't know if you can see. So that's the 2.5-inch through hole. Makes me happy. All nice and pretty. Got a little teaser for you guys. Okay, so I whipped this up. So that's going to be a 5C collet rack, so 272s, because I have all the 64th collets, I have squares, I have hexes, I have metrics, I have something else. Then I have all kinds of accessories. And because I'm the king of Tetris, the Sjogren Speed Chuck sits right in there. Down here will be all the nose accessories. Because remember, I got the Sjogren Speed Chuck that has the special hard-hinge nose on it. So I'm showing you that. I'm going to put you back on the tripod. I hope nobody got a seizure on that other video where I left the camera hanging around my neck. It was swinging back and forth. Okay. So one other thing about this, this setup, is there is a mark right there. There's a mark on that and on the chuck that came with it, and that's to like center it up or index it. So this is the, so when you put that, when you put the chuck that came with it back on, you want to line up your index marks, and that helps reduce any run out. So can you see this? Yeah. So this is a feature that's also on the hard-hinge lathe. It takes all the special nose accessories for the collet closers. I could even put a hard-hinge chuck on here. I don't think I would, but I do have a very high-end adjustable 5-inch chuck that goes on one of these, so that I might want to do that sometime, but hopefully not. Okay, so it's D16. And on these, since they don't have a lot of load, they only put 3 of the pins instead of 6. So it's never been on here before. So we'll see. Usually got to adjust them. Okay, so it didn't bite at all. So how you adjust those? This is a lock screw, so you just have that loose and then you spin these in or out until they engage properly with the cam. because the cam grabs into the recess here. So I don't know if these are metric or standard, probably standard. So I hinted that I got a new job, or started a new job. So I was previously working full-time as a aerospace manual machinist and essentially a one-man shop support for the engineering group, engineering test group. And frankly, there's a lot of bullshit. They wouldn't buy equipment, they wouldn't buy, I mean, they wanted me to hit tenths on stuff. I didn't have a grinder, all the machines were old. So, you know what, they do crap like that, makes people look, and I just happened to stumble across a position. So I did something totally different. So, where I was working was across town, so up to 3 hours a day and commute 100 miles a day. That didn't help matters. So I live on the opposite side of town from there. Well, I found another job. Okay, so these are indexed. I guess we gotta go full turns. So I ended up stumbling across a job on the Air Force base that's near my house, and it's in a metal fab shop. And it seems make sure I started at the right spot. Seems like a pretty good job. It's technically a contract job, but it's supposed to be long term, and then even if a different company wins the contract, they transfer the people. So hopefully that's the case. Pay was better, commutes a lot better. It's a little more physical, I'll say that. That's good. Good exercise, right? And then okay, so I did 2 turns out of the pin, and it locked. So the new job, they have a manual mill, they have a 2 manual lathes. So I'm one of the few people that can just jump on those and use them. They have 3 Haas CNC mills, and they just approached me about doing some schooling regarding those. So that's good. But a lot of the work is sheet metal related. And I never did sheet metal as a profession exactly. But I was in the Navy as an airframe mechanic, and I went to the school for sheet metal work, but then I went to Sjogren, and you don't do a lot of sheet metal work there. You know, you just usually change components and stuff. When you do this, you just gotta keep track of what ones you're working. So I was hoping the other two would be the same adjustments, however they don't. This is back to my good one. So what's interesting is that one of the guys I work with now, he was also an airframer, but he did, his entire tour was in what they call intermediate level repair. So he would repair components. He didn't work on complete airplanes like I did. And so for 10 years, all he did was sheet metal work. That's kind of rare. That he did get shuffled around more, but makes for a hell of a sheet metal guy. Oops. They won't let us share pictures. But what we make, we do a few things. It's all training related for the Air Force and some Army stuff. What do I got going on here? And he did 2 replicas. Well, he did the left, I'm sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once. He did the left and right consoles of an A-10. You know, somebody else drew them up, but he made all the pieces, assembled them. And it came out really good. I wish there's no reason why I couldn't have shared the pictures, because they didn't have any of the components in the panels. It was just the console with, you know, with all the provisions for the panels to go in. So, because I was talking, I lost where I was at. Right now, all the keys show that they're unlocked. So we're on Confucius. There we go. Okay. What I had done is that after I set the first one, I did the others at 2 turns out. They didn't go, so then I went backwards, so they were 1 turn out, hoping I didn't have to go extra. That didn't work, so now we're doing 2 more turns from where I'm at, which is 3 total. I hope you're admiring my bald spot. Spots, plural. Okay, that's good. Oh, come on, baby. Okay, so that's good now. Now it'll lock on. So you only have to do this one time. Whenever you transfer a chuck or it's new. Like when I saw the picture of this, it didn't have the pins in it because they had set aside some for some reason. But in neutral, this head doesn't spin super easy. Probably because it's still new, I guess. And it's still got a little grease on it, so I'm getting it all over my hands. Okay, people. What's the name of this channel again? Everything's a damn project. Need to mark which ones are pinned. So that one's definitely. So that means on each side of this. Okay, so that's locked. That's unlocked. Oh, that should be unlocked. Oh, maybe I gotta give it a tap. Tap, tap. Yeah. Okay. I needed a tap. I fit it so good. You guys still with me? Fortunately, this is taking longer than I wanted it to. So now we put in the lock screws. So by going this route with the speed chucks, I don't have to dedicate this machine to 5C, because you may recall that my intent, and it better be my intent since I bought everything, is, let's put this on real quick, hold on. My intent is I'm also going to run 22J. So these go up to 2 1/4 inch through hole. They go all the way down to the 16th, which is crazy. I think this is an 8th. Yeah, that's the 8th, but there's a 16th. What I just mounted is the 5C, and I'm right behind you guys on the hardinge, because I got the center in there at the moment. Okay. So that's 5C, that's 22J. So now I can run both systems. And I got all the collets for 22J. They don't make all the oddball stuff for that, but so then This is a dedicated center for the hardinge. That's what, you know, one of the reasons why I wanted to go with this, because this is part of the drive plate and the dog. The drive plate would go on here. As a matter of fact, I got the drive plate right here. I'll show you real quick time. So if you're going between centers on the hardinge, this is the drive plate, and that's the locking pin, and this nose is made for that. So this can go on, and it would go like that. This goes in the center. Tighten it up. Maybe. Oh, maybe going the wrong way. So instead of a chucker type of handle, you just tighten this up. When you're doing a bunch of parts, you only have to do a few threads. You don't have to do all these threads. Get into a speed here. Oh. Okay, so the center's in there, the dog, or the drive plate is on here, and then the dog would engage if you're going between centers. We're not doing that. But see how nice they come off? Quick time. Okay, so now we're back to checking the alignment of that chuck to the center. That one, we'll move the back to neutral. Oh, let's see how good this is. So I did zero it, the DRO from the other setup, and showing 5,000 difference. I'm seeing it. All right, whoa, yeah. So I don't know the history of this center, but it is 5,000ths difference. So let's see. Yeah, so 2.5. Split the difference here. So, yeah, 5.5. That didn't work like I thought. Bear with me, thinking this through. And we're, it's like 8,000 difference. So I'll have to address that. hope I don't have to grind anything. Okay. So when I go to the nominal, I think it would be the nominal, so where I'm at, yeah, the nominal side, so it runs out plus and minus about 3.5 to 4 thou. When I go to that nominal, from here to here, it doesn't change. And I don't think the tailstock, yeah, the tailstock doesn't run out. So I do have a tool post grinder if I want to get into that. I'm not going to rush into anything like that right now. Let's see. What I can also do is we'll go to the, right to the nose of the chuck. Just got to find a point where I won't bump into any of the grooves on the nose. Okay, so we're going to go to 0 on that. Okay, so yeah, it's about 5 thou run out. So I'll have to investigate that. There are bolts here. So this is the first time this has ever been on a lathe in my ownership. I got it a couple weeks ago. This kind of stuff, I would like it more accurate, because that's why I want to do collets, is so I can slam bam and still be pretty accurate. 5 thou isn't, I mean, it's not terrible, but I prefer it wasn't. Okay, so you saw that. On my little project over here, tomorrow I'm gonna order up this piece of sheet metal and have them bend it so to make a tray for the bottom, and then that's where some of the other accessories go. You saw that that's where the chuck will go. Then I'll load it up with the collets, and this is just the Chinese racks. And then I'm going to emulate this for the big guy. So that has 35 collets, plus I picked up a square already and a emergency. So over time I'll probably pick up a few more squares and stuff. There's not a lot of extras. So I'm figuring on doing 25 per shelf, so total 50. And they're going to take up 3 1/4 inch, which is essentially this area right here. So it'll be just a little bigger than this. It'll be about 19 inch by 19 inch. So it won't be a lot bigger, because this is 19 from here to there, and then but it's only 15 this length. So that'll work out pretty good. Don't look at my welds too much. I rush everything. I barely cleaned off the paint there. I did better here because I spent some time, but as a welder I'm very inconsistent. I'll put down some really nice stuff, and then I'll put down stuff that's make you throw up. But starting to clean up a little bit since I've been doing some fabbing. I'll give you a quick rundown. I did some stuff to the my little welding area and to consolidate again. So on my introduction video you saw this, and it had some stuff on the top, but really didn't have anything on it. So as you can see, got clamps there, got some more clamps up there. I made a tray. So this catches all the junk from welding or grinding. Nothing fancy. No, I don't have it guided. I just have it 2 pieces of rail, and it fits tight, which is perfect, so when I roll it around it's not coming out. I love all this stuff. A lot of this is from these came from another source, but I have a lot of Fireball tool stuff. They don't do a ton of 5/8 system, but this is 5/8. This is the Langmuir table. These are really nice, and you can add to them. You can put 2 together, 3 together, 4. I made the legs. These aren't the legs that come with it, and I added provisions so I could do outriggers if I wanted. Here you can see I got the speed clamps or whatever. There's a spot for the pliers. Up here is the Fireball tool clamps, or squares. I really like those. I was just using them a little while ago before I turned the video on. They got all different ones. You know, again, buy once, cry once, but when you have them, they're awesome. These things here constrain the workpiece. So if you have your piece here and a piece there, this will hold both square to each other. And then if you do it on 3 points and lay it down, that keeps it all on the same plane, so you don't have to worry about your parts being not being flat. So when you're done, it should just sit flat. So then we got some other stuff with hers. Just got a quick thing for holding clamps. These are nice for setup. And I just push a piece of work against it. All the different accessories for those. This is I got this in aluminum, thinking that one of the projects I was going to use it on, it would be not on the table where this would go, would be elevated. So this is aluminum, but this will go any angle, and you can flip it around, so half can be on one side of the workpiece, the other half can be on the other side of the workpiece. So that's aluminum. These two are bare cast iron. This is coated, and the proprietary thing is dragon skin, they call it, and nothing sticks to it, which is great. So when you're welding, the spatter doesn't stick to it at all. Inherently, the welding spatter doesn't really stick to the aluminum. Doesn't really stick to cast iron too much, but it can. I picked this up off eBay. This is a 9-inch, can't twist. This is another Fireball tool item. I originally got that because I wanted a larger square for the mill table. So something that would be beefy, sit on there and go all the way across the table. I think they make even longer rules for it. So it does have a bubble on it. Okay, so it's got lengthy, but I'll show you that stuff. And I gotta get back to cleaning up the shop because you gotta tear it all apart to do everything. So slowly that's starting to go back together. But okay, thanks again.